Picture this. The boxing world and MMA world collide once again. But instead of Conor McGregor or Francis Ngannou, it's Ilia Topuria, the undefeated UFC featherweight champion, stepping into the boxing ring against Terence Crawford, one of the greatest pound-for-pound boxers alive. On paper, it sounds crazy. Crawford is a master technician, a generational boxer. But could Topuria actually beat him? What would it take for the UFC's Spanish-Georgian powerhouse to shock the boxing world? Today we're breaking it all down. Ilia Topuria is one of the fastest rising stars in MMA. Undefeated, fearless, and already a UFC champion, he's known for his knockout power, relentless pressure, and unshakable self-belief. In the octagon, he's dismantled strikers, wrestlers, and jiu-jitsu specialists with equal ease. His boxing inside MMA is crisp, compact, and powerful, a style that translates surprisingly well into pure boxing. What makes Ilia so dangerous is not just his technique, but his mindset. He truly believes he cannot lose. That kind of confidence is rare, and in combat sports, belief can carry you further than anyone expects. But across from him would stand a monster in his own right, Terence Crawford. Undefeated, multi-division world champion, a fighter who has made elite opponents look ordinary. He's known for his incredible adaptability, starting slow, downloading his opponent's tendencies, and then completely dismantling them as the rounds go on. Crawford switches stances effortlessly, controls distance with surgical precision, and carries knockout power in both hands. He's not just a boxer, he's a problem solver in gloves. That's what makes this hypothetical matchup so fascinating. Because to beat Crawford, you don't just need skills, you need chaos. So what does Ilia bring to the table that could trouble Crawford? Explosiveness. Topuria throws with bad intentions every time. In boxing, one clean shot can change everything, and Ilia has that eraser in his fists. Unorthodox style. Crawford is used to pure boxers, but Ilia's background is MMA. His angles, his pressure, his timing would be awkward and unpredictable. Durability and toughness. We've seen Ilia eat shots and keep coming forward in the UFC. Against Crawford, that durability could give him the courage to walk through the fire. Confidence. Belief is half the battle. While most opponents crumble under Crawford's aura, Topuria's self-belief might allow him to stay dangerous longer. The game plan. Here's how Ilia could actually win. Fast start. Crawford is notorious for starting slow, taking a few rounds to figure opponents out. Ilia must jump on him immediately, pushing the pace, throwing bombs, and not allowing Crawford to collect data. Cutting the ring. Crawford needs space to be brilliant. Ilia's job would be to trap him against the ropes, force toe-to-toe exchanges, and take away his comfort zone. Body attack. Headhunting won't work against Crawford's elite defense, but digging to the body can slow him down, making him more vulnerable in later rounds. Make it ugly. Crawford thrives in clean, technical exchanges. Ilia needs to make the fight messy, rough, and chaotic, leaning on him, mauling inside, and throwing off his rhythm. Crawford's possible weaknesses. Now, Crawford doesn't really have many weaknesses, but if we're looking for cracks in the armor, here's what Ilia could exploit. Slow starts. He often gives away early rounds. Ilia has to capitalize. Pressure fighters. The few times Crawford has looked slightly uncomfortable were against opponents who walked him down. Unknown factor. Crawford has never fought an MMA fighter in a boxing ring. That awkwardness alone could buy Ilia moments of success. What-if upset. So let's imagine it. Round 3, Crawford is trying to adjust, but Topuria is still crashing forward, throwing power shots. He rips a left hook to the body, then comes upstairs with a right hand over the top, and suddenly Crawford is hurt. The crowd erupts. The boxing world is stunned. This is the exact kind of chaos Ilia thrives in, and the kind of storm that could lead to the unthinkable. Conclusion, call to action. In reality, Terence Crawford is one of the best boxers to ever live. On paper, he should dominate a pure boxer versus MMA crossover, but fights aren't fought on paper. They're fought in the ring. And with his explosive power, relentless confidence, and refusal to back down, Ilia Topuria has at least a puncher's chance to shock the world. So, what do you think? Could Ilia Topuria actually beat Terence Crawford in a boxing ring? Or would Crawford's skill level be simply too much? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more fight breakdowns.